Welcome in the Restras Khwarizmi Mathematical Forum. Let us today discuss about the problem which is asked in November 2020 CSIR in November 2020 exam. Okay, its weightage is 4.75 marks. Okay, it belongs to the part C question where more than one can be correct. Okay, and it belongs to the modern algebra section, and everyone knows that the modern algebra, particularly in the latest CSIR exam, is asked from moderate to tough level. Okay, and this is one of the toughest question asked in CSIR November 2017 exam. Okay, so please be focused and see the video till the end, then you will feel that in this question nothing more concept, not too long concept. Okay, I try to make this question just like the child's. Okay, so please be focused on the problem and let us go without wasting on the time on the problem. What does this problem say exactly and how do we approach on that problem? Okay, the question, how to think about this problem. Okay, how to think this problem, what does this problem see exactly, and how do we attack on this problem? Okay, solving problem or finishing some work or completing has no more importance. Importance of the thing goes how do one approach on that problem. Okay, so let G be a finite group. G is nothing, some finite group. Okay, means order of G is some finite number. Okay, now which of the following is are true? Okay, option 1 says that if G belong G has order M. Okay, means this is an element of this group whose order is M, and if n greater than or equal to 1 is some positive integer which divides M. Okay, then G has a subgroup of order n. Does G has a subgroup of order n or not? If yes, prove it. If not, give some example. Okay, this is the correct way to learn the mathematics. Option 2 says that if for any two subgroups A and B of the group G, either one of them is a subset of other, implies that the group is cyclic. Does this is true or not? Okay, option third is just the converse of this statement. Okay, and option 4 is nothing, which says that if for every positive integer, m which divides the order of the group, then group has a subgroup of, and G has a subgroup of order m, would imply that this G is an abelian. Okay, please try to think how to think the problem. Okay, option 1 says since we have given that G is finite group. Okay, G is finite group implies that there exists some t in n, such that order of G is t. Okay, this is just the definition of finite group. Okay, now option first says that if G belong G has order m, means if G belong G has order m, means G to power m equal identity. M is the least positive integer such that the G operates m times and gives an identity. Okay, means order of G is m. Order of G is m, and n divides m. If n equal 1, this is true. If n not equal 1, how do one think? Okay, so since G belong G has order m, and since by the corollary of the Lagrange theorem, which says that order of the element always divides the order of the group, and since we know that G element of a group whose order is some number and that divides the order of the group, which implies that this G generates a cyclic subgroup. This G generates, there exists cyclic subgroup generated by G. Okay, clearly, because order of G is M. Okay, order of G is M and G generates a cyclic subgroup whose order is M. Order of H is M. Okay, if you are not feeling good, please go to the Calais theorem, which says that for every group in this universe there must exist a permutation group. Okay, correspond this group there exists some permutation group. If in that permutation group there exists an element whose order is some number and that divides the order of the group, then corresponds to that element there exists a subgroup whose generator is that element G. Okay, please go to the Calais theorem if you are not feeling good by this concept. Okay, Calais theorem, whether you go by Calais theorem or like this, both way you can do. Okay, and H is cyclic, so H must be abelian. Okay, since we know that every cyclic group is an abelian, so H is abelian. Therefore H is abelian. H is finite abelian. And n divides the order of H. Since order of H is what? M. Okay, and n divides order of M, which is given in the option. Okay, which implies that G has a subgroup, which implies that H has a subgroup of order n by the converse of Lagrange theorem. Since the converse of the Lagrange theorem is true whenever the finite group is abelian. Okay, if the finite group is not abelian, then the converse of the Lagrange theorem is false. Okay, so be careful, remember about the converse of the Lagrange theorem whenever it is true and whenever it, so option 1 is going to be true. Okay, option 1 is going to be true. Option second says that if for any two subgroup A and B of G, either A subset of B or B subset of B, this two things implies that group is a cyclic. Okay, my intuition says that it's a wrong option by chose G equal quaternion 8. Okay, just by choosing G equal quaternion 8, since we know that quaternion 8 contains 1 minus 1 iota minus iota j minus g k minus k. Okay, this is my quaternion 8, and let me take 1 minus 1 iota minus iota, and k is what? 1 minus 1. Okay, option 2 says that, but does option 2 says if for any two subgroup A and B of the group G, okay, one of them is contained in other, this would imply that the group is cyclic. Here clearly K is contained in H. He says that either A contained in B or B contained in A. So my one condition is satisfied, K contained in H, but my G fails to be cyclic. So option 2 is false. Okay, option 2 is going to be false. Okay, now let us go about the option 3, which says that group is cyclic. Okay, assume that G is cyclic. Okay, then for any two subgroup A and B of G, clearly subgroup of a cyclic group is cyclic. Okay, B, remember the theorem, subgroup of a cyclic group is cyclic theorem. Okay, if G is cyclic, okay, implies that for every subgroup of G, okay, let me denote this like for every subgroup, if G is cyclic, and for every subgroup H of G implies that H is cyclic. Whichever subgroup H you choose of G, that must be cyclic. Okay, so my G is cyclic, and two subgroup A and B of G must also be cyclic. Okay, now we have to prove that either A contained in B or B contained in A. Suppose on the contrary, now we need to prove. My intuition says that this is a true. Okay, so for true I need to prove. Okay, suppose on the contrary, so proof of option third. Suppose neither A subset of B, suppose neither A subset of B nor B subset of A, which A is not subset of B, implies that there exists some L in A such that L doesn't in B, and this would imply that there exists some M in B such that M doesn't in A. Okay, now since A is cyclic, okay, so my G is cyclic and G is generated by some element. Let me call G is generated by some A. Okay, let me call A, because G is given to be a cyclic, so L can be expressed as A to power n1 and M equal A to power n2. Okay, since G is cyclic, so this is some power, because L is also an element of G and M is also an element of G. Okay, so L equal A n1 and A, if I put here n to power 2, n to power 2, this is n to power 2, n to power 1, this is M to power n1. And since we know that since A and B are cyclic, and since we know that any element of the cycle, whichever power you apply on that element, that must remains an element of that subgroup, cyclic group. Okay, so M both contained in AB, which is contradiction to my assumption, which says that neither A is in B nor B is in A. So my supposition is going to be wrong. Okay, hence either A in B or B in A. Okay, this is the way to prove. Okay, so my fourth and the last option, which says that, okay, please take quaternion 8. Okay, please take quaternion 8. If for every positive integer M, choose M equal 4. G, order of G is 8, and we know that 4 divides 8. G has a subgroup of order M, yes, which I initially take H. Okay, H as a subgroup, okay, of this option fourth says that G is abelian, but my G quaternion 8 is fails to be an abelian. Okay, so option 4 is going to be false. So only 1 and 3 option, first and third are true, second and fourth are incorrect one. Thanks for watching the video. Please share, subscribe and press the bell icon in order to notify the next coming video. Okay, first of all I will complete all my important questions of modern algebra, and then I will go on real analysis, similarly go on either complex or linear. Okay, so please subscribe my YouTube channel, it will be benefited. I always try to things naturally, not to solve the problem, not to get over the burden. Okay, I try to explain the things in the natural way. Okay, how to prove the things and what does mathematics says exactly, and how do we learn mathematics. Please share and subscribe as much as you can. Thanks for watching the video.